It sure is getting cold out there. And to warm things up a little, we have not one but two chilly brews from the Salt Beer Factory. And to get into the spirit of things, Salt started life back in 2018 in the picturesque and now UNESCO World Heritage Village of Saltaire, a model village created back in 1851 by Yorkshire industrialist Sir Titus Salt for the workers of his local textile mills. And Sir Titus was a real progressive of his age, building a modern town with all the bells and whistles. Well, all the bells and whistles for the time, like stone houses, wash houses, a hospital, a school, a library, a concert hall, a vast improvement to the slums workers had become accustomed to living in. And Salt, the brewery that is, hope to be just as progressive with the beer, as they themselves proudly proclaim. Our hometown is our inspiration, and it does seem like quite the inspiration indeed. I'd say it comes pretty close to challenging Thornbridge with their mighty Thornbridge Hall for most idyllic brewery in the country. They sure are a little more ostentatious than the usual railway arches. And I'm hoping today's brew is just as awe-inspiring, as today we have, as part of their very experimental Hexagon Project, a mango and habanero double IPA, number 9.1, the not-so-hot one. So here it is, and you've got to give a huge shout out to the guys over at Salt. They sent us a few cans that were looking a little beat up, but to compensate they chucked a few extra New Englands in the box. So many thanks for those, very much appreciated. And if you guys know one thing about me by now, it's that I do love a good chilly beer. So let's see what it's got to say for itself. Wow, the font is pretty damn small on this one. Lou's Brews Hot Sauce are the spark to light this collab. Hops and chilies go hand in hand, accentuating each other's flavors and aromas. That I definitely agree with. We chose favorite Citra and Habanero. We fused the two together with fresh mango to really ignite this beer. What you have before you is a huge DIPA that is exploding with tropical aromas paired with spice with an alluring look of glowing liquid gold. The thickness of a mango smoothie erupts with a welcoming warmth. A burst of dank fruity hop characters like papaya, peach, and grapefruit ease you into the lush outbursts of a fiery mango incendiary. And as rare as chili beers are, they're more often than not a stout, so to find a chili pale is very exciting. So I am super hyped for this one. Let's turn up the heat. Let's get pouring. So yeah, there's a whole lot of mango in that nose. Tiny little bit of spice too. So I tell you what, I was expecting it to be a huge wave of mango with a heat kick in behind. It's actually the other way round. It starts off with a huge fireball up top. Then it slowly fades into this slightly sweet yet slightly dank mango. And then that dankness takes full hold before fading back into that warm, spicy chili. And I tell you what, it does have a very pleasant heat to it. It's actually surprised me ever so slightly. Usually when you pick up something with one chili on the can, it's usually a token gesture. But this has actually got a bit of a kick to it. And I'm starting to pick up a little grapefruit in there now. And that bitter finish, it's very zesty. It's very rindy. It's almost like biting straight into the skin of grapefruit. I am a little taken back by just how powerful that spice is. If this is the kick from just one chili, I've got number 3 to come, and I'm a little apprehensive about that bad boy. I definitely didn't need to bother putting the heating on tonight. And now we're down into the beer a little bit. Some of that early heat has extinguished somewhat, and we're left with that dank mango and a real bitter grapefruit. It's got a real West Coast vibe to it. Just, a West Coast with a flamethrower. And now we're down into the beer. It's hard to know what to think. It's taken the taste buds on a wild ride, bamboozled them, and at times that bitterness is taking the lead, then you get another spike of that heat. Oh, it's just all over the place. That was quite insane. Sometimes you pick up something with chili on the label and you can be easily forgiven for thinking you picked up something else. Well, this right here was no token gesture. That chili is present, noticeable, and right in your face. And it sure lets you know that it came here to party. And I had been expecting that mango to provide a little sweet relief. But no. It just compounds things with a dankness that takes things in a whole new direction. But things aren't done there, as all this is followed up with a rindy, citrusy, almost acidic, bitter grapefruit finish. Combine all of that and you've got one hell of an explosion. So many bold, powerful and contrasting flavors, it takes you for a spin. And that's before you even realize there's some weight of alcohol there too. This one is by no means for the faint-hearted. That spice and heat I've not found in too many beers. That dankness, it is pure darkness. And that bitter tail could battle off even the best West Coasters. It truly is a beer brewed in the fires of hell. And that's only the level 1. I've still got the big boss, level 3, to come. Now, if experimental and wacky beers don't float your boat, then take this as a warning. Stay well clear, as this is definitely not one for the purists. It's extreme, and I love it. There was absolutely no playing it safe here, and you get a sense of that with every single gulp. It's pure, unadulterated madness, and just straight up fun drinking. And not many beers you can say that about. And I couldn't even begin to give it a rating. There's something to be said for those beautifully crafted, beautifully balanced, wonderful 5-star beers. And then there's this. Ratings are somewhat for normal beers, and this is anything but normal. It's somewhat like putting Hunter S. Thompson in a can. It's wild, outrageous, at times it's too much. But it's just something you can't compare to anything else.